Hello, guys. Welcome back to another Saturday, and this Saturday is going to be epic, guys. And I appreciate everyone coming over here, and thank you very much. Jason, where are you? Jason, I don't know, guys, what's wrong with him every single time. He just, just gets away with somehow. And Jason, 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 Tommy, Jason, you are up here. You're not speaking, man. Oh, Tommy.
All right, there it is. Got to tell him you have to.
You just click on the link and you just add your name and everything and just join, okay?
And
Okay.
people are asking if it's live on
Live.
YouTube too.
I'll show you the link. Wait. Hang on. Jason, we are live. Jason, we are live.
Mic check.
Yes. Start talking, man. Start. People are live with us. It's another morning and Saturday. Jason Ferraro is frustrated. I don't know why. Jason, you can hear me, right? Jason. जा जाके ले जल्दी जा शी वॉइस क्या याद ही उधर कुछ नहीं तेरा मोबाइल भी वैसे उस तरफ जाके रखना
What are you doing, man?
I'm doing nothing, man. You can you see me right now? Check, Jason, can you hear me? Check. Jason, can you hear me?
Hello.
Can you hear me? Hello. Jason. I don't know, guys, what's wrong with them. They are not able to join on this, and I hope you can hear me, guys. If you can hear me, just give me a comment. Yes. Jason, can you hear me? Tommy's here. Hey, Tommy, can you hear me?
Yes.
Tommy, can you hear us?
I can't.
Can hear
Can you
you.
hear me?
Yeah,
I can hear you.
We can hear you, man.
Okay.
All right. Harsh.
Yeah.
10 minutes before the show.
Hey, I was there over here. You guys messed up. Messed up.
I know. Here he goes
was
with his bullshit now.
I was there.
Is this live on YouTube yet?
Yeah, it is live on YouTube. Yeah,
Okay, Tommy's dad said he could see us, so all right. So, ladies and gentlemen, here we are on another Saturday. Harsh and Jason's Saturday Live 9 a.m. podcast. We are here with Mr. Tommy Vena,
What's up,
American
guys?
Income
Good morning.
AIL's top leader, top influencer. This man he's done it all in the insurance industry, guys. So today is a fantastic day to ask a lot of questions, know how he did it, see where his mentality was, his mindset, and let's rip, man. Start them questions. Fire them out, man.
That's right. That's right. Tommy, we are very much excited and happy to have you on our show, man. Thank you very much for joining. And I know it is 8 a.m. over there right now. I
That's
really
right.
know
Yep.
that.
hmm
And I appreciate that you're getting up so early. For our audience itself right now, Tommy, can you explain who you are, how did it all started, and where you are right now? Just in like two, three lines, real quick.
2 or 3 lines. That's
Well,
tough.
not give him at least give him a paragraph, dude.
Okay, paragraph. Okay, let's go. Paragraph.
I was like 2 or 3 lines. That's a lot to fill in there, I guess. But yeah,
Okay.
I'm out here in Chicago right now. But I was born and raised in Pittsburgh, and through this opportunity, I had about 6 years ago to move out here, and we started the Vena organization. And I started in this industry. We're talking the life insurance today, obviously,
Yes.
financial services, sales, and I got into the sales industry right when I was 16. Right as soon as I got my driver's license, I got into sales. But I would say right out of college, I decided I wanted to help people, and I found a career in being a real estate agent, and I was about to start selling homes. And I don't know if anybody here has ever done real estate before, or maybe you thought about doing real estate, maybe, and
Thought
getting a real
about it,
estate
yeah.
license, right? So I went ahead and did it. I got my license. I was going to work for Coldwell Banker and be a real estate agent. And my dad pulled me aside and he said, I was about to walk in my first day of work, and he
Woo.
said, "Hey, there's no residual income in selling real estate." And
Mm-hmm.
I thought about that, and I was like, what does that even mean? And he said, hey, residual income is where you can do something one time, but you can get paid over and over and over for doing that. And you never got to do anything else ever again.
Mm-hmm.
So he directed me to get into the financial services industry and said, hey, in the financial service industry, you can help people. And the more that you help people, the more you're going to be able to build a residual income for yourself. So those two kind of align, because when I graduated college, I wanted to do two things. I wanted to make a lot of money, and I wanted to be able to help people at the same time. So finding a career where you're able to do both was probably one of the coolest things ever. And, when looking for a career, I was always looking for like a couple aspects. I was kind of brainwashed younger by Tom Hopkins. If you ever I've got some salespeople on the call here. And if you don't know Tom Hopkins, look him up. He's a
Yeah,
classic.
he's
One of the,
fantastic.
I guess you would call him like a OG
Yeah,
in the
he is, right.
business, and he was running a sales training one time, and I ended up buying one of his CDs. This is when I'm like 18, 19. My dad got me these CDs, and on the third disc, it was called like advanced closing techniques. And he opened up the CD by saying, he said, where's all my salespeople in the room? And everybody raised their hand because it was a sales training,
That's
And
how
then
they
he
used
said,
to make them.
where's all my salespeople that get paid bonuses and commissions? And a lot of people raised their hand. He said, where's all my salespeople that get paid, just bonuses and just commissions? That's it. No base salary at all. And then only a couple people raised their hand, right?
Right? Yeah.
And he said, oh, you guys are my favorite, because you know what that means is that you don't have no guarantee on your income.
Yeah.
That's
You know
right.
what that means?
Yeah.
That you don't have no limit on
Yeah.
your income. You see, the more guarantees that you have on your income,
Yeah.
the more limits you're going to have on your income. So sure, it might be nice to have a base salary.
Yeah.
Some people have got a base $50,000 salary plus bonuses and commissions, but just know those bonuses and commissions are probably capped at a certain
So then,
level.
Tommy, what happened to you with your mind? I mean, grew up in the same city as me. So we came up there's railroad tracks, there's trains going past, there's dirt, there's steel workers, there's hardworking labor people. Back when we were growing up, it was get a paycheck and pay your bills. So how did you snap into the individual? How did you develop yourself from that era into the man you are today?
That's right. I want to know that. That's a great question, actually.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. You look around and only see what you see,
Yeah,
so it can be very easily, you can easily just fall in. It's easy. I mean, that's the easiest path to take.
yeah,
Is
it
just
is. Right.
fall into the path of everybody else, and you see what monkey see, monkey do. You see what everyone else is doing,
Yeah,
just do what they're doing, and it's. But if I saw what everyone else was doing,
yeah.
and
Right.
I
So
didn't
I
want,
mean, you had
I didn't
dreams.
want to be doing what they were doing. You know what
Yeah,
I
I
mean?
guess I
Yeah.
mean, growing up, I know McKees Rocks. I grew up in Sharpsburg. It's only 15 minutes from you, basically. So it's the same picture that I had, and I know what you're talking about. Everybody woke up in the morning, got in their car. The streets were bare. 5 p.m. The streets were packed. The cars were parked. Dinner was on the table, and people did it, and now they're all pat. There was no change in their attitudes, and it was a lot of alcoholism, a lot of drug use too back then. Probably still is. I haven't been back in a while, but that mentality is everything, man. And how did you visualize yourself? Did you always see yourself in this you?
Well, I don't think too many people grow up saying, "I want to be a life insurance
Yeah,
salesperson."
right. That's what I'm saying.
Nobody
Right.
usually. I mean, I wanted to play in the NFL when I was a young kid growing up. That was my
Right.
idea of how I was going to get my mom a house. That whole vision when you grow up, you were going to, get out of the. We grew up in McKees Rocks, Pennsylvania, right, which is right next to the city of Pittsburgh. Right now, it's ranked, I believe, by the FBI, the number one most dangerous city in the state of Pennsylvania. So I
Yeah.
grew up in McKees Rocks, FBI's worst place to live in Pennsylvania, worst crime rate. The house that I grew up in is on Shinga Street, which is located in what's called the McKees Rocks Bottoms. So there's, every town got little areas. Ours was called literally the bottom, the McKees Rocks Bottoms. Okay. And you could purchase my house right now for $12,700 if you wanted to go buy the house that I grew up in. Okay. I'm surprised it's.
Yeah. That's amazing. Mic check.
Yep, it is working. Yep, yep. Tommy, can you hear me?
It's,
Can you hear me, guys?
I can hear you.
Perfect, perfect. So
Yeah.
here's the first question for Tommy we have is that, hello, Mr. Tommy. And Tommy, there's a rule, okay? On the podcast itself, we don't take the names of the people who are asking the questions because the names are crazy on YouTube. Man walking with a cat. I will kill you 009.
So we got tired of saying all that shit.
Yeah.
So
I want to eat people, blah, 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 something like that.
yeah,
And we don't take names, okay? Here's the question, okay? Tommy, you have helped a lot of countless insurance agents, and I would like to know what's your mindset that you bring inside to the people that they already have and they achieve that kind of a growth with you. That's a big question, actually.
Yeah. So mindset on growth.
mindset on the people that you mentor. How
Yeah,
do you
that's right.
how do you get them to stay with you? I guess. Say it again, Harsh. Ask him the question again.
Okay,
Read it
fine, fine.
again.
The question is, Tommy, you have helped countless agents to grow. So, what is the biggest mindset shift you bring inside them so that they grow along with you?
Yeah. Well, there's a lot, I think everybody individually is coming in with their own mindset, right? And I
Yeah,
can't tell you that I have a certain mindset that, I want to get everybody on. Might be a different mindset for everybody. It might be a different shift for everybody. However, one thing I know that definitely helps is thinking big. And we are in a business and we are in an industry where there is no cap or no ceiling, kind of like I was talking before when Tom Hopkins said, if you can get into a career where there's no guarantee, then you're going to be in a career where there's no limit. And sometimes people are in a limitless industry, unlimited opportunity, but they're playing limited games by the way they're thinking.
Yeah.
So they're limiting themselves in an unlimited arena. And that's one thing that I've been able to help people do is unlock and have a mindset shift of abundance versus scarcity. You know, you've heard of the difference between scarcity and abundance. Scarcity is when you think
That's
that
right.
there's only one pie, right? If there is only one pie and there's only 8 slices in that pie, you're scrambling to try and get 8 slices all for yourself and maybe a couple for your family, right?
That's right.
But it's not a pie, it's actually pie. It's not a pie, it's not pie, it's actually like the infinity symbol is what I mean. You know,
Okay.
it's infinity. Anybody can have as much as they want in this opportunity. There's really no Jason he can be a multi-millionaire and have a build a business of his dreams, and you can do the same thing, and I can do, and we could have 100 and they could have 100 people do it, and we wouldn't even scratch the surface of touching it. And sometimes people will act competitively against everybody, like too. When you have that scarcity mentality, now you're looking at everybody as being competitors versus complementing each other.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, that's important.
We want to go from being like, when we're younger, we're dependent upon our parents. And as we get older, we become independent upon our parents, and we want to be all
That's right.
independent. And some people never graduate to interdependence. Everybody just stays independent and wants to fight for themselves. But if you can master becoming interdependent, where you can work with others, you can go a lot further with people than alone. Hey, you might be able to move a little faster on your own. They say you can move maybe, but you can't. You can go a lot further with a team. You know.
Absolutely.
So
That's
working
fantastic.
with others and maximizing the opportunity versus being some individual trying to work limited, you know, is why we work in teams, and we that's why we're on this call here together. We know the power of being with others and being on the right team, you know.
Yeah.
So I could add to that. I want to add one quote. You know, he said, the more guarantees that you have on your income, the more limits you have on your income. But the less guarantees that you have on your income, the less limits you have on your income. So another trainer and another mentor that I was able to be exposed to at an early age, because of my dad pretty much, is he put me in front of Brian Tracy. Got this book from me.
Wow.
Okay.
Brian
Wow.
Tracy.
Yeah.
He had some good stuff, right?
Oh, yeah.
And one thing that Brian Tracy talked about was, he said he was talking about everybody wants security, you know. So when you're out there and you're trying to get what kind of security? We want security for our family. I want to be secure. I don't have to worry, right? That's kind of what people want. They want that security. So what they said and what he said is, the more that we seek security, the less of it we'll have.
Yeah.
But the more that we seek opportunity, the more that we're going to achieve the security that we originally desired.
Yes.
That's right.
So, if you want security, you can't go for that just secure opportunity, that secure 9 to 5, that's secure, give me $700 a week. That's because you're never going to be secure in that role. The way you're going to seek real security for your families, you got to seek opportunity. So people are in a business where there's unlimited opportunity, like the sales industry, like the financial services, life insurance.
That's right.
And they're making secure moves, though. They're not being opportunists within the business.
Yes.
So they come here for the opportunity of unlimitedness, but we're still seeking secure things. And so you always got to look for opportunities within the opportunity as well.
Well said. Harsh, we got more questions.
Yeah, we got a question for you. It says, "Good morning, Jason, and
Good morning.
hi, Harsh. Thank you for bringing Mr. Vena
Oh, you're
on the
welcome,
show
guys.
today."
Yes.
You're welcome, guys. Nothing. So don't thank us. It's all Jason's fault. So
Right. Again, I'm done. I'm done. I'm not doing this no more.
Jason, if you are a brand new insurance agent and you're starting today with no clients and with limited money,
Yes.
So, what would be your first three things you would do?
Woo,
Because that's
here we
what
go.
I
Ready?
am, and that's what I'm facing right now.
Get your
What should
pen
I
and paper
focus on?
ready. Ready? Oh, one, I would work harder on myself than I did anything else. That's the key. So I'm going to find out if I asked you the question, what book are you reading now? What podcast are you listening to? Of course, you're listening to ours, right? So you're really going places now. Secondary to that, if I'm starting new in this industry, I'm making sure that I'm with the right. Tommy already explained it. That synergy, that culture. Your manager, your leader, is going to supposedly he should have some way for you to sit with people. And if he doesn't, the way that I have developed agents in the past is I just say, we're going to train you well. We're going to do the presentation together. I just need you to find three people in your family, friends, coworkers that we can sit with just to entertain the presentation. Inside that presentation is where I find that they have things are incorrect in their lives. They have the wrong life insurance products. They got the wrong retirement solutions. So within that, with those three, you can win, but you have to work harder on yourself. Make sure you find the right manager, mentor, company. You can talk to Mr. Vena. Obviously, he's built a hell of a company to do what he's done, and he's mentored a lot of people over the years to do what he's doing. If you want to put a monetary value on him, you know what I mean? Then, I think it is about money when we get into it. But if you make it more about helping people and start with your family and friends and coworkers, that's the only thing I come up with. Look, you're licensed to go sell life insurance. If you're sitting in the grocery store line, let people know. I used to own a window cleaning business. I told everybody. I got into this industry. I told nobody. So make sure that you're telling people what you do, guys. Get some flyers made up. Do what you got to do. You can do nursing home presentations. There's lots you could do, but I would start with those three anyway.
Okay, that's a good answer. Okay, and technically speaking, that's really true because you got to make sure you fire those bullets everywhere, north, south, east, and west, so that everyone knows. So
Yeah.
here's the next question for Tommy. Actually, people are asking, and I'm interested. Now Tommy is the limelight today. Jason,
Yes. Good.
they don't want to talk to Jason anymore.
I know. Oh,
Uh,
shit.
the question is, Tommy, I want to know. Everyone in the industry are asking for buying leads. What actually separates a profitable lead from a wasted lead, and from where should I buy my leads?
Wow, great question. Well, um, number one thing I do when looking at leads is profitability. It got to be profitable, right?
Yeah.
So you have to know the metrics of your numbers on how much do you make when you make a sale, right? And if you're a team leader, you need to know how much you make when your team makes a sale. Because in our business, our leaders, like for me, for instance, I'm purchasing the leads for everyone in my organization, everyone on my team. Nobody on our team buys leads. So
Right.
I have to know
That's
how
great.
many sales my team needs to make in order for me to make my money back off these leads in order for it to become profitable. So number one, don't just willy-nilly get into the game and like somebody says these leads are great and you just buy them and just hope to get the best return. You have to actually have a strategy behind that, for instance. So, if you purchased 100 leads, how much are you purchasing them at? And what are they really going to yield you? Some
Yeah.
leads could be hot leads. You're paying $65 each and they're coming in live hot leads. Some leads could be mailers that are $30, $35 each and they're coming in mailed hot back.
Yeah.
Some of them can be online response leads that are so and so that maybe are $12 or $15 each.
Yes.
Some can be some leads that you can get for $5 each that are just you better buy in bulk type of leads, and then you could go buy like list leads and stuff that are
So did
like,
we hear you correctly, Tommy? Your agents don't pay for leads at all. Is that correct?
no,
Oh, well, who
they
bears the burden of that cost?
Me.
Okay, right.
So, so that's why I was saying I have to know how much that my team would need to make off of these leads in order
Yes,
for me to
sir.
get the, so but let's go on of you were an agent, you were buying leads. Okay. Let's use an example of $25 a lead. Okay. And you purchased 100 leads at $25 each. How much did you spend? $2,500.
Yes.
Right. Okay. So in order for me to break even, I need to make $2,500. Okay. So what is my contract level and how much in sales do I need to do in order just to break even? Right. I don't know. Let's just say that you're at I don't know, what's a good number? 75% contract, 80% contract, right? So if you produced at a level of $4,000 of sales, which is
Mhm.
typically premium in our business, we call it annual premium. I'm sure
Mhm.
we're all familiar with that. You times that by divide up, I guess 2,500 divided by 4,000 would be 62%. So you would have to write, I don't know, $3,500 in business, let's say. If you wrote $3,500 in business, you would make enough money to
Yeah.
probably get that back.
Well, there,
Okay.
you have to have a profit center. Like everybody's looking at the leads, and it's a whole different game today, by the way, because, I have been introduced to individuals. I've told people here, the live transfers are really terrible. That is just I think it's just one of the biggest scams out there is the live transfers. Be very careful on who
We've
you
never
choose.
had success with that.
And talking to people that actually understand why you're calling is very important. It's just tying them to the time that they even filled the card out, or the why they did it, and you
Mhm.
have to tie them back to that time. And maybe you even pop that emotion that they had, if it's just an ordinary final expense lead or mortgage protection or life insurance. But
Well,
Tommy has a good variety of leads and resources that if you agents are interested in, that you can, obviously he's taking care of the bill. All he has to do is go through his coaching and training, and he has a high success rate of agents closing deals and making a lot of money, actually. So
yeah, well, Jason, you're really good at that. I've noticed is you're great at when you meet
thank
with a
you.
client, adopting, getting down to their level, and you got a way of disarming almost everyone. It's like it's great to watch, man.
It's been an art.
Yeah. So, but I would say with that equation, I'm very numbers driven, always numbers driven. Everything is based upon math here,
Yes.
and because numbers don't lie, the path is all math, which is beautiful. So if I knew that I had to produce about $3,500 just to break even,
Yeah.
then off of those leads, the goal would be to get more than 3,500 so you can make profit on that. And really what I try to do is use referrals to get into the
That's right.
profit
Yeah.
zone. So usually what will happen with the leads, and just you got to think this way, okay? The leads will usually get your money back, and the referrals will get you into the profit zone off of that lead pack.
Yeah.
That's that. If you can get into a profit zone off of just the lead pack, then that's an amazing lead pack. That's good, right? For us, I would tell you that if I bought 100 leads for $2,500, you know, um, and the salesperson would probably have to make about 4 sales to break even off those. So you'd probably have to close at about 5% maybe to break even on those leads. Maybe 5 of those leads would get sold, and that's where your break even money is.
All
If
right.
so you got to know what percentage of the leads do I need to close. And for us guys, if I'm spending $25 a lead, then yeah, we the salesperson, like, if because I don't make what a salesperson makes. The salesperson makes way more than I make as the leader. I get a little rip off the top,
Mm.
so if I gave you 100 leads, Jason, I
Yeah.
would need to have 10 sales generated for me to break even.
Okay.
Okay.
Got it.
But if as a salesperson, you would only need 5 leads to break
Yeah.
even if you purchase the leads yourself,
Yes.
right?
Good
Because
job.
you get a
Yeah.
bigger rip. So I would need you to make 10 sales off those 100 leads, and then
Yeah.
I would need you to collect referrals and sell referrals in order for us to get into a profit margin.
Yes.
Otherwise, I'm just buying leads just to break even with leads if we're
That's a
closing
great answer on that, man.
10% at
Thank you for all that.
$25 a lead.
That was a
Now,
good.
$36 a lead, we need to be closing like 14%. We need to convert, not close, convert. That's what how many leads are we converting of what we're purchasing? So we'd have to convert about 14%. At $5 a lead, we can convert them at like 5%, and I'm okay,
Yes, gotcha. So there's numbers in there. To simplify it, you need at less to close to profit as a sales rep, and you need more as a manager, especially if the cost of the lead is higher.
But
So
the leads ain't the money. That's the problem. Everybody
yeah,
gets in the lead. Where's the lead? Where's the lead?
yes.
The best lead is a referral.
Well, that's why I said it. See, a lot of people went back when the era of change, the lead resources changed and everything went online. And it's all data BS. Long story short, I started training at reps to go back to family, friends, coworkers, get the education that you need, get a great mentor above you who's closing deals, even find somebody that has a stack of leads. That's how I used to do it back in the day. My manager would have leads. They're older, but he'd say, go knock on that door, man. I'd be like, you got to be kidding me, man. This lead's a year old. You want me to go knock on that door? Like I was desperately, but so I did it. Bang, bang, bang. Hey, man, you filled that out, So if you get back in the field, I feel like that a lot of people would have a lot more success if they went to the door and stuck it in their face and said, that's your signature, So Harsh, let's go with the next question, but I don't want to keep everybody waiting. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. That's right. So the next question is that, let me see. Let me see. Okay, here it is. There are lots of questions over here. See,
I know
if
there
an
is.
agent
Tommy's
is
on.
getting appointments, okay, the question is if an agent is getting a lot of appointments booked, but he cannot make sales out of it, where should be the first step that agent should took to improve that specific process?
Well, you're saying they're getting appointments or they're getting people to show up for these appointments? Because in our business, we have like, first of all, you set an appointment. Second of all, they got to show up for that appointment.
You
And
got
then
sets,
third, when
sits, and
they
sales.
show up, then we got to close them. So we got to make sure, is this a closing issue or are we setting a lot of appointments and they're
That's
not even
correct.
showing up for the appointments? Because that could be the first issue. Let's make sure they're showing up. But if they are showing up and they're not closing, then
Yes. Let me
that
add to that, Gabriel. I don't know if we have the formula that I came up with, right? So it's leads ordered, it's dials, it's talk tos, it's sets, sits, and sales, and then referrals. So if you track those numbers, if I got 100 leads and I dialed 100 times and I talked to 50 people and I sit with and I set 5 of those and I didn't sit with any more than one of those, then it's a communication problem with the set to the sit. I didn't solicit them to sit with me. I set the deal. I didn't get them to sit. If I get 5 people to sit with me and I have one sale, then it's a sales process that we have to review.
That's right.
So there is a formula to cure all that. And Harsh, I hope that we can get that out to everybody. So if everybody right now wants that formula, give us your email, give us your telephone number, and I will get you that formula. And then next week you can bring that into us and we will review it and I will tell you where your problems are.
That's right. That would be one of the best things we can do
We can
because it would be
literally
better.
track it. It's such a perfect method of
well,
watching what agents are doing.
I'll tell you, if you're sitting with clients
Yeah.
and they're not buying from you,
Yeah.
okay, you're not using a good script,
Yes.
okay, or B, you are using the script and you're not saying it the right way.
Yeah, sure.
So it's all about sales is 3 things. You got to say the right thing, the right way at the right time. And if you
Sure.
go talk to the top salespeople, I guarantee they're saying different stuff, than the people who aren't making sales.
Absolutely.
Right? It's just they're saying different stuff.
It's like a little maneuver too.
Or maybe they have the same exact script as you.
Yeah.
We got the same
Yeah.
script.
Hey, my suggestion is they
they're
go
saying it a
fail
different
enough
way.
to become successful. I highly suggest failure is success.
That too.
You know?
But I don't want to see you failing that much, you know. But
no, not at all. That's where the managerial. I mean, failure to succeed very quickly. Like if you have the right people watching you, like Tommy's like a hawk on people. You know what I mean? He's like always fucking soaring over people, and he's like, you know what I mean? He's watching over your shit, man, and he doesn't have to, but he does that. And that's why people are successful. So if you want to pay your bills, great. If you want to become extremely successful, I highly recommend that you contact the man, get on his team. Don't worry about the lead cost, and then focus harder on yourself than anything else. And then correct the small issues with your manager, and you'll become successful. You will.
That's very simple. Actually,
what I in our playbook, you know, we have that's like either you're either on you're not on script, or you're on script and you're coming off like a salesperson. So I would
call that commission breath.
Here's what I would do. Here's what honestly, if I was failing right now myself, okay, right now, I went out and bombed, just had no sales for a day, a week, or I'm like, what's going on? I can't figure it out. I would have my videos recorded. First of all, we do all virtual sales with our organization. So every sales recorded. So I'd have all my sales recorded, and I would literally just send those recordings to my coach. Yeah. And I would have my coach me and say, please.
Well, check this out. Harsh, they have a role play system inside their system. You can practice with Tommy's system. It's amazing.
If you have some, and definitely I would never go out into the field dry. You know, even Tom Brady to this day warms up before a football game, and he's been playing football since he was 8 years old. So if you haven't been selling life insurance for 20 years, and you need to be warmed up before you go in front of a client. So we have a role play system, an AI role play system that we recommend before you sit down with your client. Do a couple role plays in the morning before you make a phone call. Role play a couple phone calls before you meet with the client. It's definitely a game changer.
Harsh, Tommy's in the role play too, by the way. I just found that out. I went against Tommy Vena in the role play. Okay. It's hilarious. It's his voice. Actually. All right, next question. Come on, Harsh, get with the game, baby.
Next go. That's the next question. Okay, I'm gonna ask. What is one sales habit you have seen that top producers do every single day that average agents actually ignore?
Is that for me?
Mr. Vena?
Either one can answer it. Right. It was a point blank question. It was not mentioned anyone's name.
Things you do every day. Well, I could tell you this, that if I had a script and Jason had a script and me and him went head to head and we're great, and they're like, dude, you guys give the exact same presentation. Like Tommy and Jason's presentation is the exact same. But for some reason, Jason is making a lot more sales than Tommy. And then you look for the week, and we sat down with the same people. So I saw 20 people and gave the same presentation. Jason saw 20 people, gave the same presentation, but he's closing 2 or 3 times as many. How's that possible? How? Here's why. Because the people that he sat down with were referrals, and the people I sat down with were all leads. So I gave 20 lead presentations. He gave maybe 10 lead presentations and 10 referral presentations. Half his schedule was referrals. Simply that one habit of him making sure that he sets referrals on his schedule daily. He sits with referrals on his schedule daily. We're the same. I'm working. I gave 20 presentations. I'm just out of breath as he is. And I'm training just as hard as he is, and our presentations are a spitting image of each other. But for some reason, he's closing 2 or 3 times as many sales as I am. It's because he's simply sitting down with referrals. That's the number one habit. Even myself personally, that's how I became the number one salesperson in my organization, when I started my very first month, I was #1 in sales. It's because I was really good with referrals, because where I worked at before was called Ameriprise Financial. And in Ameriprise Financial, we were financial advisors, and they gave us no lead. You didn't get any leads there. So we had to cold call and prospect over there in order to get any clients. So for 3 years, I'm cold calling and prospecting. Then all of a sudden, and when you cold call and prospect, you get really good at referrals. Because if you get one client, that one client should turn into 5 clients. They would call it the referral tree. You know, you should get one client and they should turn into 5 clients. And then those 5 clients should turn into 5 clients. And you get this big referral tree. That's what they taught you to do over there. So over here, I took that same concept and I said, if you're going to give me leads, well, I'm going to take these leads and I'm just going to get referrals off of them, when everybody else was still running around trying to sell leads. Right. And for the month, I'm like, this is, I'm not, maybe I should tell them people. I don't know if I should tell everybody, but they're all chasing leads, man. I'm just,
Yeah, I mean,
That's
basically, I agree with him. A referral is like, you know, you think of it as like, oh, they probably don't need it. It's a headache for them. But think about restaurants. The restaurants that you told somebody to go to, that was a referral. The nightclubs, the car lots, the health club, the foods, the drinks, the clothing, things like that, the watches, whatever it may be. Referrals are 99% of the pool that others aren't mixing in. So if you want to stir a pot to win, stir that pot. How do you get a referral, by the way? Well, I would suggest that you ask. You know what I mean? I would be like, all my business, I run my business based upon referrals. So would you mind? I know your cell phone's got like 400 people in it. Can you think you could find me like 5 to 10 and then just like keep your head down and go next, right? Write it down. Who's next? Who's next? Who's next? Who's next? Who's next? You know what I mean? Bang! You got this list. All right, Harsh, next question. Referrals are awesome.
Can I give you guys the main line? Here's where all agents go wrong when collecting referrals. Number one, they don't ask.
Yeah.
But when they do ask, they don't ask with the right verbiage. Yeah. So instead of saying, do you know anyone that you can refer to me for my services? Do you know anybody that you can think of? Do you? And that question is a yes or no question.
Yeah, right.
So what we have to do is we have to train ourselves to add that magic word. One word can change the whole framework of everything. One word can change your life. And this one word in this sentence is going to be who. We need to add, instead of say, do you know someone that can work with me? You say, who do you know that could work with me?
Let me try that. So you're saying, who do you know that can work with me?
Yes. So out of all the, I just sold you a policy. So Harsh, I just sold you and your family policy, and I say, hey,
thank you very much.
Out of all the time we spent here today, what value did you find in working with me? And you're like, you know what, Tom, you did a great job explaining things for us. Really appreciate that. Hey, with all that in mind, Harsh, with everything you just told me, I have an important question I'd like to ask you guys, if that's okay with you. And you're going to say, sure. Okay. I'm going to say, well, with your permission, I'd like to brainstorm with you about some people that you know that would benefit from working with me as well. I know that you said your sister lives up the street. You have a big family, so we could start with some of your favorite family members. Maybe you got a favorite uncle, right? And then I know you coach football. I know you coach soccer. I know your wife works at the school. And then you hit them with a bunch of suggestions, which we call I knows. Right? Because throughout your presentation, you should know a bunch of stuff about them, right? I know you coach football. I know you work down here. I know your kids do this. I know the neighbors come over. I know the kids go to your mom's house a lot, like just through conversation. And I always joke with everybody. I say, what do you got on your face? You got an eye and you got a nose, right? So at the end, don't forget about your eye nose.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good one. That's a really good one. So here comes the next question, okay? Hi, Mr. Tommy, and hey, Jason, nice to see you again. So if you're hiring a new agent and you have a big agency, how do you start hiring new agents? What's your first step? And where do you look for it?
Well, man, Well, the way that I grew my organization from the beginning was through my personal network. So that's where I started right here. And this was oh boy, yeah, about 18, 19 years ago, I had to start recruiting a team, and there was no Facebook or Instagram at the time.
Yeah.
So I had to start with my good old cell phone here, and I go through my contacts, and I called everybody in my contacts, and I told them about the opportunity. And here's the key: when you're recruiting, you never want to sell overselling the opportunity. You don't want to oversell it, right? In fact,
Yeah.
you want them to kind of sell themselves to you. So what I would always tell people is say, hey, I'm gonna start with you. With a new opportunity. When I was brand new, I just started with this new opportunity, and I don't know if it'd be right for you or not, but I can get you an interview, right? Or I might say, I think you would be really, I think it might be a good fit for you. I'm not sure. And I can't guarantee you that you're going to get hired is another thing. If you're out there trying to build your team and you're desperate and you're overselling the opportunity, people aren't going to want to come in for an interview, right?
Yeah.
If you give them TMI, they're not going to show up for the interview. Here's the point. When you're recruiting, all you're trying to do is set them for an interview. That's all you're trying to do. Because once you set them for the interview, your interview process should take care of the rest. So that's the second thing is, do you have a good interview process, right? We have a first interview where they attend, and then we have a second interview, and then we have a third interview, and it's a smooth process that they go through, right? And every step is set up a little differently. So if you give someone too much information, they're not going to show up for the interview. So if you're overselling it, oh yeah, it's so great because you could do this, you could do that, you work virtually, it's globe life, it's this, that, and another. They're going to be like, I don't need to. I already, So that was one big thing for me is I reached out to all my friends and family first, told them I can get them an interview. I can't guarantee them anything. It's an amazing opportunity though. It's definitely worth checking out. Just give them enough. Hey, if you walked in and you told your friends and family, oh my God, I just saw an amazing movie. It's one of the best movies out there. You got to go check it out. And then, and then they might want to go check it out. But if I tell them about the whole movie and tell them how the movie ends, even though I told them it's the greatest movie ever, they're probably not going to go watch it because they know how the movie ends.
That's right. You got to keep the suspicion over there, right? You got to keep them curious.
Hey,
till the
Harsh,
end.
just by count, by the way, I want to get to everybody. So are there substantial amount of questions or I want to wrap them off so we can try to get to everybody, right?
Yeah, we have questions over here, Jason. Don't
All
worry
right,
over here, okay?
we'll take it. We'll try to get to everybody. We'll just whack
But
them
to
out.
capitalize on that question, I would just say personal recruiting and then
Yeah.
teaching your team to personally recruit through every
Okay,
avenue that they have is the number one way to do it,
Yeah.
gotcha. That's a great one. That's right. So the next question is, Jason, if
Yeah.
I'm consistent like you and I do meetings, I call my leads, I do everything every single day, what do you think my chances are I can make a sales this week?
Without question. But again, we're going to wrap back around. You have to really get somebody on the phone, of course, right? So
Yeah.
if you're outside of something like Tommy's organization where he's buying you the leads, you have to have a consistency to everything is the key. So I was constantly doing the same repetitional things, just like I do in the gym. So my consistency to get success was key. My frame of mind, I use my physiology to change my psychology every morning. So I get this body going. I mean, I'm just like, I got to get it going so I can be mentally ready. So if you keep the mentality going, you're going to get a sale. I just need you to stay consistent on your leads orders or get to a place like Tommy owns and get, your leads taken care of. And then you can be more concerned and worried about focusing on your sales presentations, the growth of your organization, how well you perform, then is the only thing you need to concern yourselves about instead of coming out of pocket with the lead resource money that is just like killing people today because you
That's
don't
right.
know who to trust. Tommy has a proven resource system, proven marketing method, and it works. The whole thing works. He's been in business for 18 years, guys. Can any of us say that we've been doing it? I've been around for 15. So, you
That's
know what I
close.
mean? Right? So yes, I think you'll make a sale today, this week. And if you need my help and you want my help, please, you know where to reach me. Do they have my calendar? Do they have
Of course,
the
they have
ability?
everything,
Is
Jason. Just
Gabriel
like
on here too today?
yeah, he's in the back end. He's there.
Okay. Thank you, Gabriel, for what you do back there. Nobody sees Gabriel, but he's back there walking his dog, I bet.
Can I
Very
can
good,
I
Jay.
say a mindset shift that is huge?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, we're talking about sales, guys. And I think too many people are going out there trying to make a sale. And when
Yes,
you're
I
trying to
agree.
make a sale, you're not really going to make too many sales, to be honest with you, because people are going to
Yeah,
smell you from a mile away. You're coming in with dollar signs in your eyeballs, commission breath. They could smell you through the Zoom, you know? So
Yes,
what you want to
absolutely.
do is you want to go in there with a servant mentality where you know you're going to help somebody else out with your skills and with your services. And here's the goal, though. The goal is not to get a sale. The goal is to end at that presentation. I'm looking at that presentation and that client as they're, listen, are they going to be, they're not going to be a sale. They're going to be one of my best clients for life, and they're going to give me 10 referrals as soon as I'm done, and they're going to constantly give me referrals for the rest of my life. See, we're looking at people to try and get sales, and that's where we're wrong. We got to be thinking these people are, I'm already past the sale. I'm like, not only are they going to be a sale, they're going to be one of my best clients that I've ever had. And these people are going to constantly give me all their friends and family. They're going to be a constant well that I'm going to go back to anytime I need a sale. I could just call them up. So I think we
yeah,
need to switch our mentality from small, limited. Like we started out, people are thinking small and they're thinking limited in an
Yes.
unlimited business. Going for the sale is limited. Don't think you're going to sell them. I already know I'm going to sell them. The question is, how many referrals are you going to get off that sale? That's the crazy mindset. And listen, once again, it's not about sales. It's not about me doing sales. If you're a sales leader, it's not about me making
It,
sales at all.
I think it's
It's
hard for
about
people to get that mentality
my team
because this
making
guy
sales.
needs a sale, you know.
Well,
And I agree with you,
he got it. He's never
right?
going to get a sale. That's
Yeah.
that mindset shift. The
So
sales isn't in what you're. It's the mindset. It's the vibrations that you're carrying yourself
yes.
at. You're going to
Yeah.
carry yourself at a different level. You're going to operate at a different level, right? The
Yeah.
problem that you have isn't going to be solved at the same level the problem was caused. We got to
yeah,
solve the problem at a higher level, different mindset shift. Let's not worry about the sales, bro. You're going to get the sales. Because
that's
it's just
right.
how many referrals you're going to collect. But in sales, it's not about me making sales, it's about my team making sales. So the mindset shift, once again, isn't sales. The mindset shift is, yeah, I need to make sales and I need to collect referrals. But the only reason I really need to do that is so that I can teach my team how to do that.
Okay.
See, here's the question. If I told you right now that tomorrow I'm going to give you a script and you're going to be on Zoom with a client and you got to do that script in front of a client, you're going to probably study that script pretty good, right?
That's right.
But imagine this. Imagine I said, hey, you're going to be on YouTube live with 2,000 people all watching you, and you got to teach that script to 2,000 people. Now, how much are you going to learn it? See, when I give somebody a script and they got to learn it for themselves, they kind of sort of learn the stuff. But when I give somebody a script and they got to learn it because they have to teach a class of 100
Hey
people on
man,
Zoom
I just
tomorrow,
seen the crowd and I was like, man, I better have this down. You know what I
right?
mean? I
That's
got
what
to
I'm
get this
saying.
shit
So
down.
I'm telling you, when you learn the stuff, if you're learning it just for your own sake,
And I'm
you're
like,
going to be limited in how you learn it. But if you're learning it so that you can pour into other people, you're going to learn it at such a higher degree of detail and seriousness. So the mindset shift is in the sales position, referrals, but we're past the sales position because we're sales leaders.
ask the
You want to be a
questions.
sales leader.
That's cool. That's cool. And next question comes here
Yeah,
is,
let's fire them off a little faster here.
hi, Mr. Tommy. How can I leverage AI right now inside insurance, and where should I look for?
Oh,
That's a very
AI.
broad question.
I mean, AI, number one, power dollars, for sure. You should have 1, 2, or 3 power dialers calling your leads at a time. You should be calling 3 leads at a time. You shouldn't be dialing any leads anymore. That's old school stuff. You should just
Yeah. I
That's
seen
right.
it yesterday with one of your guys. Nate had 8 appointments from the dialer, you know?
and he didn't dial one number.
He didn't dial anything, man.
Yeah.
He went from dialing all day, and then I'm talking to him. I said, "Where you at?" He said, "I'm not cutting my lawn." I mean, he's pushing a mower, bro.
Yes. Yes.
That's
So yeah,
excellent, man. So that's
power
good tip,
dialer.
man.
The other
And
thing
I'll
with
tell
can't
you
we
one thing, we
Harsh
can
on
do
the
that.
AI, right? Harsh, do you do AI? I think you work a little bit in the AI development department, brother? As soon as he's done talking to his grandmother here, we'll get him back on, guys.
No. I was
Is that
saying that the
Graham?
best.
Is that Graham? Tell her I got something for her. She wants to talk about me.
She was
What's
just
up,
asking me,
Graham?
Harsh, what are you doing? And
All
I was
right.
like, I'll talk to you later, Graham. Wait. The point is that power dialers is one of the good things over here because see, you're just cutting your grass, and the AI is calling those people. It is booking appointment. It is talking to the lead,
Yeah.
and it is making sure you're getting a qualified appointment where people show up. That's one of the best things you can do right now because systems used to cost maybe $3,000-$4,000 because it was new.
Try to
But
get your
right
AI,
now, if you
your
see,
Wi-Fi fixed.
okay, can you hear me right now?
Yeah, it's
yeah,
just a
that's
little
good.
bit in and out. It's good now. Just watch out
Okay,
for it. You were
perfect. Okay, the only thing is that the systems are less expensive right now because there is a lot of competition in the market. There are other people providing enough value at a better cost where people can reach out to them and they can use that system as well. I was talking to one of the guy last week. I don't know what his name was. It was Thompson or something. I don't know. I don't want to take a wrong name. He says like Harsh, I have a Google sheet where I keep a lot of leads that I have and AI calls them directly like, "Hi, Mr. Tommy, I'm talking on behalf of Thompson's insurance company. Did you just inquire for a qualified life insurance lead?" And it's like, "Yeah, I did, but I didn't expect a call this early." And then AI starts talking about them. "Hey, where do you live? What's your
I've had
age?"
it. Yeah,
And
Harsh, you're
everything.
right. I have one calling my phone that I could, I know the difference, and it's AI completely. And it's walking me through it like almost it's to the point where it's going to close it one day. You know what I mean? So, the good news about the AI is it doesn't give a shit. It has no emotions. So it's going to try to continue to get to the point of the close. Let's ask another question if you want, cuz. Harsh, you're locked up and muted, bud. Wave your
Oh,
magic
I'm so
wand on
sorry.
that.
I'm so
Okay.
sorry with that. I was saying that another question and answer for the AI is people are
Yeah.
actually scared to use it because they just feel that they would violate the state laws where AI is calling humans,
Yeah.
and which is actually a big problem right now in America because there are lots of regulations, state laws, and zip codes and everything which needs to be verified before you call in people. Because inside Go High Level, if you even see that, you got to verify your A2P first. The A2P verification is where you got to make sure that it is a real human which is using the AI system behind inside the Goha level. It is not operated completely by AI. So there are some restrictions, but if
Got it.
you work alongside with it line by line and it works properly, you're going to make a lot of money. Like Tommy is driving his car and next day he's seeing 3 appointments booked on his calendar for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Right? This is the thing which needs to be set up for each and every agent. Because I'll tell you one thing, and mark my words, okay, guys, everyone who's over here. When internet came, everyone wanted websites, everybody wanted domains, right?
Yes,
But
correct.
in this AI world, every insurance agent should have a power dialer with the AI. They should have their leads coming from their AI videos from social media, and they should have at least one AI assistant which works completely for them 24/7 at bare minimum cost, like 50, 70, $60 a week. That's what I'm saying. $50 a week, which is not going to
Mhm.
cost you more than $200 a month, roughly. Okay.
Gotcha. That would be
If an
great,
AI
man.
is working 24/7 for you guys, even if 1 a.m. in the morning, you have some problem with the lead, you just need to text it like, "Hey, Janice, can you change this?"
Yeah.
And Janice is going to change that inside the Google Sheet. And that's
Yeah.
going to be one of the best things which can actually happen.
Well, when are
But
we developing ours? I always tell you to get ahead of the game, man.
Oh, we would develop it
We
as soon
doing
as
it
we
or
buy the
what?
Defender.
I'm putting you on the mic right now. You're admitting that you're going to develop an AI
Yeah,
that
as
is
soon as
better
we
than
buy a
anyone
Defender.
out there, and you're going to make it so people are just lay down and the deals are closed for them.
Yeah, we would buy the Defender first, and then we will make that AI. Okay. Tommy, do
As
you like a
far,
Defender?
yeah, he likes his Defender damn car. I didn't know what the hell he was talking about. So he
It's
wants
a
this three
Land
hundred
Rover.
thousand dollar car, man.
It's a Land Rover Defender. You can
Okay.
check that out later. That's one of my favorite cars. Okay, that's what I'm
Come
going to
on.
drive.
That's
So,
cool.
and I'm going to sue Jason for harassment. He's calling me every single day.
I really do, but that's just so you stay on the ball.
Okay, let's go. Here's the next question. Okay,
Yeah.
Tommy, where do you look at the agent and how do they become top producers with you, and what are the qualities you look inside them when they are beginners inside your
Turn my
company?
camera off for a minute.
A top producer is someone that is different than everyone else because they're at the top. You know, they're not an average producer. You're saying a top producer, right? So that's the key right there is deciding do we want to be average or do we want to be a top producer? And then really asking yourself, is that really what you want? I had someone tell me, listen, I want to be the number one in the company. And I said, okay, we can do that, but I want you to go home and really think about what you're asking for
Yeah,
Yeah.
because that's a lonely road. If you want to be the number one top producer, you're going to have to make decisions that everybody else doesn't make decisions on. Like when they all want to go to the party, you're going to have to stay back and make phone calls.
That's
When
right.
everybody leaves the office early, you're going to have to stay back and game plan the day the next day. Every day for you is going to be when everybody has a chill out day, when everybody strolls in and goes through the motions, you're not going to be able to just have a day to go through the motions. Every night you're going to have to game plan for the next day. I mean, you're going to have to be strategic in everything that you do. You're going to have to invest a lot more time, a lot more money, and a lot more resources than everyone else if that's where you want to go. So go think about that first, if that's really what you want to do before you be a top producer. That's the first thing I'll tell anybody. If you really want to be a top producer, it sounds cool, sounds fun, right?
Oh,
Also
there's a
sounds,
lot of
hey, it
sacrifice.
sounds cool to be Taylor Swift and go on tour, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
right.
But you don't see your family. It sounds cool to be Joe Montana and Tom Brady, but you remember his family on Saturday, his son had a soccer game and he couldn't be there because he was playing the Indianapolis Colts on Saturday night. His grandma had a birthday on Sunday. He had football camp Sunday. It was his wife's anniversary on Wednesday. He couldn't be there because he was in San Francisco playing the 49ers that week. So everybody wants all the top producer stuff, but you got to remember there's sacrifice that's involved to be top at anything and
that's right.
anything on this world. If you want to be the best of the best, you're going to sacrifice some things that you really love. So you got to be ready to give up who you are for who you want to become. Because if you're not a top producer right now and you want to be a top producer, then you're going to have to give up who you are for who you want to become. And that's the biggest
Yes. Yeah.
sacrifice that not many people are able to make.
Yes, man. Yep.
That's actually true. That's one of the good things, Tommy. So the next question is, Jason, if you are building an agency from scratch, okay, today into the
Hmm.
market, what would you do differently? Because I'm planning to build one in New York, and I have been living there for past, is that 16 years, and now I'm bringing my business to life insurance, blah blah blah. What steps would you take? Okay, that's a big question, but I just squeezed it up and I just gave you the crux. Okay.
One, I would find the platform that I'd be using. So if you're just getting into the industry, you need to be finding the right platform. If you want growth, you have to find the right platform that is not just, it is not just giving you as a single agent what you need to sell life insurance, because there's a difference between your IMO or your agency finding you the right lead resources, and one guy's just teaching you what he did. But if you have a swarm of people, like Tommy said earlier, if you have this culture inside there and you all have the same energy and you all got the same mindset, you all have different goals, but you have the same attitudes going on for you to reach your personal goals. But then you have this team goal too, and you're enthusiastic. I want Tommy to go which I want his company to hit $1 billion. I want Harsh to become. I want him to drive that Defender, if that's what it's called. I want Jason personally to help a lot more people like you asking this question. And I want to tell you that I think that personally, after 15 years of watching this industry, that Tommy and his company have probably the best platform that there is for growing an agency, because I've been a part of them, watching them all week long, couple months now, actually, in and out of the YouTube, but they're there every day. Every day you're going to have a place to go. You'll never not be able to get a hold of him. These other IMOs where the guy's worth $1 million, Tommy's worth a couple $1 million, but he's always there. You know what I mean? He's constantly never not answered my telephone calls, Harsh's, and the smallest guy on the totem pole. When you find that guy and that leader, then you will have your success. If you don't find that, you're going to have a bunch of practice companies. And then you'll say, oh, Jason, you were right. I finally got with Tommy. You know?
You're making me blush,
So
man.
let's go. Harsh, do
That's
your
good.
job. Let's
The
get the
next
questions out, babe.
question. The question is, we have one question. Okay, both of you, Tommy and Jason, if ever insurance agent is watching you right now and wants to remember you, what you have contributed to society, what would be the best thing you would give them as an advice right now? It's a question for both of you, okay?
Hmm.
You can go by
Yeah.
one. We can start with
I'm
Jason
kind of
first,
humbling
then.
myself for this, because I don't want to be recognized as I used to go in this. If it was about me, it would be how many people that I touched along the journey of life that were impacted by not my words, but my actions. And I was a man of kept his word along my journey. And I provided people the information necessary if they're in this industry to be able to provide their family food, clothing, and shelter to start with, and then evolve to becoming the next Vena, the next Jason Ferraro, the next Harsh Shetty. And I would just like to, leave an impact of. I would like to touch a lot of people and be known for that. Is basically what I'd love to say, and I would hope that a lot of people would say that about me.
That's a
That's
good thing.
good stuff.
Tommy, it's your turn now.
Beat that one, Vena.
Well, I don't even know what as you're talking, I forgot the question.
Yeah,
Is
right.
it just like you're saying if I passed away tomorrow, what would I want
No,
people
Nah.
to say? Or what's
it was like, if every insurance agent is watching you right now, both of you, what
okay.
would be the one advice you're gonna give them today, which they can remember for life, and actually, they can grow from there specifically. That's the
Okay.
whole
Well,
point.
I messed up with
Okay.
the question. Sometimes Harsh
Well,
reads it in
advice,
pieces.
one
Go
one
ahead and
piece
answer
of
that.
advice oh man.
Yeah.
We've given a lot of advice, here, right?
Mhm.
So find your why. You got to find out why you really want to do things, and it all starts there. So and here's the advice. Okay, it's a five prong piece of advice, right? So I
Okay.
have a thing called, it's crazy, don't make fun of me, but we call it our witty whiffy. You can say it with me now, witty whiffy, and it's WDYWFY if you're writing it down. Witty whiffy, and it stands for, what do you want for yourself? What do you want for yourself? Most people don't get what they want in life. Most people do not get what they want. And you want to know why? Because most people don't even know what they want.
Yeah.
And nobody sits down and identifies truly who they are and what they really want. And a lot of times you'll find out that what you want might have been what your parents wanted, or what your grandma, what the priest wanted, what you
Or
thought,
what you were told to want.
what social media told you that you should want,
Yes.
right?
Hold on one
So
second.
so what I recommend is to find out really what your values are. Do you value family, time off, donating money, helping kids, health, wealth, time freedom? What do you value? And then you set your goals around those values, right? And then you make sure you follow through with three things: our thoughts, our words, and our actions. And if we can stay in alignment, right, we'll be stronger. So your alignment starts with your values. If you value family, one of your goals shouldn't be to open up a strip club downtown.
Yeah,
Does that make sense? They're probably not in alignment with
Yes.
your values, if that makes
sure.
sense, right? So you got to have goals that are in alignment with your values, and then
Yes.
every day your thoughts and your actions and your words need to be talking about your goals and your
Yeah.
values. So number one is you have a goal. Number one. Number two, you have a plan. Number three, you implement that plan. Number four, you control direction. And number five, you throw off discouragement. Have a goal, have a plan, right? Would you
Yes.
imagine taking your family in the ocean on a boat and just start cruising around with no destination, no map, no plan? A
No.
lot of people do that in their career. Like, I want to sell insurance. That's great. I want to make a lot of money. That's great. But what's the roadmap on how to do that? So we need to find out what's the goal, what's the plan, and then you actually got to do what? Because a lot of people will make a goal and make a
You got to
plan, but
take
they'll never
massive action.
massive action. Number three, implement that plan, baby. And number four, you got to control direction, because when you get in the ocean, you're going to get blown left, you're going to get blown right. When you get into
Yeah.
this industry, you're going to get blown to the left, you're going to get blown right, and you got to control direction and get
Yes.
back on track. And then throw off what? Discouragement.
Discouragement.
It's not if you get discouragement, it's when you're going to be in the water. You're
Absolutely.
going to be on a boat. You're going to get wet. It's going to
Yeah.
happen. You're going
Yeah.
on a boat. You're going to get wet. It's going to
Right.
happen. So
Burn the ships.
you're going to have discouragement. So just get ready to throw off discouragement as it happens. It could be a hater. It could be having a bad day. It could be a personal issue. It's
Right.
going to happen as well, you know.
Fantastic.
So that's the five steps.
That's beautiful.
Fantastic. I love it, Tommy. That was a great thing ever. Like, even Jason has never spoken something like that. Just kidding, guys. Just kidding. That was one of the great examples
No,
that Tommy.
I said burn the ships. If anybody knows the story with, the Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich book, all of us are 3 feet from gold. You burn the ships, and
Yeah,
read the book, Think and Grow Rich, please.
that's great. That's actually great,
And
guys.
get a pen and
And
paper out today and really take action. The first step to do what he just said isn't taking massive action after it's written down. It's taking massive action to write it down.
that's really true, guys. That's really true. And we don't have any more questions over here right now. There
Well,
are people
that's
who are
great.
watching, but that was all the best questions. One sec, guys. Gabriel, I know you're in the back end, buddy. Can you just check all the questions or answers and let me know fast? Till the Gabriel comes and replies to me over here,
Well,
guys.
you know what? I want to say thank you to everybody too. I wanted to go over an hour today, even though we only scheduled for an hour. And thank you, Tommy, for staying on for this time. I know you're a busy guy. It's Saturday, of course. And Harsh, thank you for putting it together. And Gabriel in the back, where nobody ever sees that guy. And just so you know, if we should show a picture of Gabriel's dog one day. This guy's really in love with this dog, man. This dog, I mean, don't mess with Gabriel's dog, by the way.
Every day this guy wakes up at 7 a.m. in the morning, Chami, and he just goes out for a walk with his dog. Okay. And I'll tell you one thing. When I was doing an interview with him and for hiring him inside our company, I was just talking to him and he was not turning his camera on. Okay. And I just thought, okay, this is another guy who's trying to waste my time, blah, blah, blah. And guess what he did? He just turned his camera on. He showed me his entire house, his dog, and everything. And he says, like, Harsh, I'm a shy guy. I know I should keep my camera
Mhm.
on, but I don't like to show my face. But if you need anything, I'm always here. And he has so much of skill, talent. He
Yeah, he's a
brought to
skilled
his
kid,
company.
and he's a good dude.
He's a great dude actually, but I really like him because he never,
Hey,
I just told him that you go and message Tommy saying that, hey, we got to do this today, Tommy. And he said like, Harsh, I don't want to do this. I'm a bit shy. What would Tommy say to me? Something like that. And he doesn't want to do it. So that's why he's always behind the scene. I'll tell you one small example, okay? If you ever go to Washington, D.C., okay? And if you see the stone which is holding the entire city together, that's Gabriel. That's
that's
Gabriel inside my company. That's the
man,
stone
that's
that I have.
nice.
Okay, and he never wants to come up. Okay, he's
It's
like,
called
and
the pillar. Yeah.
that's right. And he just never he never messaged Jason till now. He just talks to him on email. So, and that's the craziest stuff ever. That's why I love about him. And
But
he's
that's okay because let me tell you all something, right? Everybody listening, it's what it, even in building the business or building yourself, and it's what people don't see behind the scenes. It's really where where everything takes place. You know, when you get those awards
oh,
on stage and things like that, it's
Jason, we have Alicia over here as well today. She's one of the girl inside our team, and she's
hi
from California.
Alicia.
And she actually take cares about the management and everything. She says, "Hi, Tommy. Thank you for joining our stream today. I was excited to see you. Mr. Harsh was talking about you last week, and blah blah blah. I don't want to read it because she's saying stuff that I would blush after reading that." And he says, and she says, and she adds on to that as, "I hope we see you next week as well. Our audience loves you, and thank you very much." Oh, thank you, Alicia.
Right. Hey, let me ask you something, Harsh. Is Tommy is putting together something for the future, right? Is Tommy got something coming soon? Does he have a coaching business or something coming on school or what?
Oh yeah, definitely. That's one of the great things we can have over here is that audience and everyone actually. If you see, people don't have the right guidance. Okay, I'll tell you one simple thing. Forget about leads. Forget about Tommy's company. Forget about everything. I'll tell you one simple thing, guys. Everyone in the insurance industry are going in the straight direction, but are getting missed out left and right. Okay, they are not sailing in the straight direction because they don't have mentors. Guess what? No one has mentors. And guess if you even talk to a guy who has just newly licensed, he just gave his exam, he doesn't know what to do. He doesn't really doesn't know where to get the
No,
leads,
they're
who to
lost.
talk to. They are actually lost because I want to develop a path that we have already did 90%. That is when you pass school, you go to high school, then you go to college, then you go to job. And I have built something for Tommy that if you give the exam of being a licensed insurance agent in America, your next step should be to joining Tommy's school community.
Yeah.
That's the roadmap should everyone should have,
Yes.
because that's the enough value we are providing inside there,
Yes.
which is more than enough for every new agent. I'll be
Well,
very
I'm a new
honest about it.
agent, Harsh. You know what I mean? So how do I get a hold of that? How do I get my hands on this, bro?
We have given the link of the school community inside our description. As you
Okay.
know,
Well,
description, I
fantastic.
tell you one thing, my description is filled with links. Jason has his 4 links, Tommy has his 3 links, and people will be like, which link should I click? So I have given a perfect description of each link, guys.
Thank you.
The school link would be the fifth link. If Gabriel has kept it correctly, that's the fifth link. I trust him, so I'm going to say it openly. It's a fifth link inside the description. You can just go and click join the school community, where you can actually meet Tommy Venus personal coaching about everything. And the program is designed so clean about week one, module one, week
Super.
two, this, week three, that. And then you give a practical test. Then you come to module two after you pass the test. Okay, that's the important part. You got to pass the test, and then you got to come to module two. That's one of the cleanest profile curriculum we have developed within like how many days, Tommy? Like 3 weeks.
Yeah, we've been working hard at it.
Well, actually, it's only taken him 18 years.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's no
So,
less, yeah.
and that's just this industry, right? So there's a lot of value in there. If you don't grasp onto this, you're crazy. You're absolutely nuts. My suggestion is that you get involved. You
That's
stay
for sure.
tied down to this too. And we keep it coming too. We're going to keep the value of this going. And, comment next week what you got out of it. Let us know. Contact us. All our contact information's there. And if you happen to be a prospect and interested in life insurance, contact us at I'm sure inside the comment section is where you can find out more about getting a life insurance
You
policy
have
on you.
Jason's cell phone number there, and you have Tommy Vena's email address. Okay, you cannot get Tommy's personal cell phone number, guys. That's for sure.
There
So
you go.
that's one of the good things. That's what we have done. We didn't. We have kept Jason's phone number. Okay, every guy has Jason's cell phone number. So Jason is one of the guys where everyone wants to reach out. You can reach out to Tommy. He's a busy guy. I don't want you guys to spam him. Like Tommy, we want help. Blah blah blah. Something like that.
Well, mine's
So
getting a little ridiculous too, so I'd like it to slow down. So let's find another way soon. But I'm happy. I'm entertaining it all week long, and I want to see more and more and more of this. If there's no more questions, let us
that's right.
know.
There's no more questions. We'll see you next Saturday, guys. And I
Tommy,
really
thank you
thank
for
you,
coming
Tommy,
on
very
board.
much. Thank you very much. I wish I could give you a virtual hug like this
Yeah, like
together.
a
Like
homeboy
this.
hug, right?
Yeah, that's right. Thank you very much. And we will see you the next Saturday, guys. And I'm ending the stream right now. So don't
Thanks
leave.
for having me, guys. It was a pleasure. Have a
Thanks,
great day.
guys.